we're gonna be playing off a game that you could supposedly make money while playing a first-person shooter game. Now, it's still on new release, so mainnet is available to select people. So as it progresses, you'll be able to cash out your skins, your weapons that you've accumulated, and sell them on the OpenSea marketplace as an NFT. Okay, so I'm about to load one right now. I'm going to walk you through it, and so kind of get you familiar with the game, and that way you can possibly build up your skills, get better with it, and then follow along. I'm learning as you learn, and I've been playing this for about 2 months now, and I think it's pretty good. So just first off, you can see a lot of videos here. I'm gonna put my video down here. There's two game modes. There's Extraction Royale, which is a three-player game. You team up with three people, and then this loadout ladder, which changes your loadout. Loadouts are the different weapons that you have. You can then do your tutorials and your practice right here. I'll definitely check this out just to um, be familiar with how things work. Uh, let's just go over here real quick. Tutorials and practice. This is where kind of like the shooting range where you can try out each weapon. If you click on launch on here, you could be able to kind of pick out these range presets. If you are a paid member, you can load out a certain thing that you want. That's certain weapons that you want to put in. But let's just say we click on range attack. Okay, so that loads you in there. You can go to the shooting range, and then you can kind of change how things look. I don't like to use the scope mainly because it's in the way. You can see how this is you have this huge frame blocking your view, so I kind of don't like that. There's a setting for on how to change that. For me, it's my caps lock, and you can then be able to see and use your sniper rifle without actually having to use your sniper rifle. Usually it takes about 3 shots for the Osprey, and you can see your weapon right there. Now you can then press B to switch out your loadouts to, I use usually, this is my personal loadout, the Proton, which is pretty good. It's kind of, sometimes it does get laggy, which is not cool. I'll press caps lock to change it again. 1, 2, sometimes 2 shots. And it's usually a race to bring down the health points. So depending how well you shoot, if you shoot the head, you'll be able to bring down their head score with 2 shots. Okay. Also, the distance matter too, depending how close you are, and then how fast they move. Because if you can't hit the head while they're moving, it makes it harder for you to take them down. So if I get this guy in the back, it's gonna probably take maybe 3 shots. If I can, 1 on the head, so that took a little less. 2, 3 shots from that far away. Okay, so. It's just a race to zero their health point. Now, if I go ahead and use my sniper rifle, I'm going to change it so that I'm not using the scope, because there's just so much movement around that you have to have a better view of what's going on. That'll take 2 shots to take them out. Now, you can go far. You might be able to take 2 shots. 1, 2. Okay. Alright, so then you can kind of understand how things work, which gun you like. Certain guns have more repetition. They have a higher fire rate. For example, like the Vulture, it shoots pretty fast. About maybe 10 rounds per. Wait, actually, it takes. Yeah, I don't know what the firing rate is, but you can see how fast. And there's also recoil there, so it kind of. You can see how it kind of flies up with it. So usually when you go for the head, you want to do a couple taps like this. That way, 2-3 shots, you can focus on the head and be able to manage the recoil better. And when it's farther away, you're gonna have to strafe left and right. Pump a few shots in, re-zero back in, and get that on there. Now, one thing is this crouching kind of helps too for far away shots. You get a little more stable. Of course, you're gonna get these, use up most of my mag, but There it is. Now, as far as cyber limbs goes, you see there I have a health one. It's called painkiller. I can press the Q from my left, and that'll put a little green. And if you're within this, if you get hurt, it'll heal you. Okay. And then the recon is important because then it lets you see through walls. As it pings, you can see that you can see this guy through walls. So you can kind of peek around. He's right here, right there. Okay. And now that's kind of a few things. So personal loadout wise, I always would like to have recon. It's just the fog of war is real, where you can't see where things are happening. There's just too many things going on, and just be able to highlight that kind of takes it out of the reality of it, and you can kind of see where things are hiding between walls, behind walls. You can sneak up behind them, and it just gives you the advantage to get first shot on target and be able to take him out. Okay. Now a lot of the things too is that you're managing your health on the bottom left. So as you get hit, you're gonna have to re-armor. You're gonna have to escape. So a way to escape is I have I believe this is called, I forgot, Cyber Lancers. Yeah. So you basically you need them, and that kind of does some damage. But if you need them high, you can then fly up and then kind of trigger your jetpack so you can fly and escape and get away. Okay. So a lot of times it's just attack, flee, and then you recharge, your health will regenerate, and then armor back up. So it's just a lot about health management, and that's basically, you can't just go in and just gung-ho and go against 3 people. You have 3 guys shooting at you, they're gonna zero you out very quickly. Okay. All right. So let me exit out here now. I'll leave the practice area. And we're gonna go through the tutorials, which is probably very important on how this goes, on just kind of understanding how the game concept works. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and now change the game mode over to tutorial and practice. We're gonna go ahead and launch that. You get a little reward for doing so. And then I will talk about the battle pass and whether you should do it or not. I'm doing it because I kind of see more of an investment. So instead of playing games that don't give you anything, this is a game that would, hopefully give you a return on your time invested because you're able to pull it out and actually get paid. Okay. So let's start the tutorial. It's gonna walk you through what to do. The first thing is just being able to understand your jetpack. So you can go over here. It's gonna tell you what to do. You're gonna jump by pressing spacebar, and you're gonna have to fly through all these rings. Okay. Now it's a little tricky. It just takes a little bit of getting used to. I did probably like 10 to 20 times before I figured it out. So just practice. There it is. You can kind of angle it off enough. There you go. Oh. Oh. I just. No. Oh. Alright, so basically, I press the spacebar to turn off the jetpack because, of course, your jetpack is going to also overheat. Okay? And I did miss a little bit too, so you want to get through it kind of fast. Let's try it again. You want to do a little fish wobble? Up and down, up and down. Small adjustments. Oh, so close. Alright, I think I have like 3 times the charge, so let's just get it done. So hard. Oh, and also, that overheating, I forgot to cool down, so I'm gonna overheat. Yeah. So you see how right now it's still hot, so you have to give it some time for it to cool between launches. So you might want to wait until it cools down completely, and then once it cools down nice, then go ahead and try it again. Okay. I won't bore you through this, so I'm gonna go ahead and hold and skip it. I'm pretty much done. At the end, you can see that there's at the very end you get to the finish line. All right. So I'm just gonna finish this real quick. I'll just finish it. Let's do it. Just to make sure. So if I can do it, you can do it too. Okay. All right. So you adjust the angle, kind of. Just just small micro adjustments. Don't push too hard. Tap, 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 tap up, tap down. Oh, there you go. I did it. Alright, so once you finish that, then the next part is to interact with this. You press G. I have it set G, or it could be F. I set mine to G. Mainly because my F is to armor up. So when I press F, because you armor up a lot, and so since I'm pressing forward, it's kind of hard to do. Alright, so I'm gonna armor up by pressing that F. Yours might be 4 for default, and so use that a lot. So I bind it to F. Okay, now we're gonna go to open that loop container by using this. Also, we're gonna press G to interact. And we're gonna go ahead and open that with G. It could be F for you. Pick up the guns. Pick up the guns. And then tap tap. Okay. And of course, when you're battling, you want to like strafe left and right. And you want to zero that as fast as possible somehow. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna open up more loot containers over here. Follow the instructions on the map. You kind of see through it, so it's kind of behind this guy. So you probably want to go through here. There it is. Let's open that up. And then you have submachine guns now, so you want to use that and use your submachine gun. Strafe left and right. They have a new thing now. You can then, you can kind of like straight left. That'll help you. But then you can only charge so much before you run out. So usually as soon as you get hit, you want to kind of straight left and right and get out of there. Or you can find out. Okay, so use that more often. I use it as my kind of like on my thumb mouse button. You have an extra thumb mouse button, you want to use it there. Okay, alright, so now they want us to zero this, so let's go ahead and shoot that guy. He's in there, so let's go ahead and he's right there. Let's go down and get him. Alright, he wants you to shoot this guy, so let's do that. Alright, now the next objective over here is open this one. You get the these are sniper rifles. Study them. The Ichina is a marksman rifle. So you have that. It's strong, but you know, the firing rate is kind of low. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. Of course, remember I kind of like to do this so I can kind of see more. And you switch your weapons to the Osprey. If you don't, that'll help on the longer shots. But if they're close enough, then you can switch to that. Okay. Now, for that, let me switch to the settings here. On the keyboard input, there's 2 different shooting possibilities here. So this is the aim type. I have it as, I believe, caps lock. I don't know why it's showing switch aim type as a tab, or maybe it is tab. I don't know, but yeah, that I think the switch aim type should be that. Maybe it defaulted, but yeah, caps lock. Let's see. Yeah, crouch. No, so these are my settings. Let's just go back. Okay, let me see if I hit tab. Oh, my guns are gone. Alright, so let's go loot some more crates now. Let's go over here to loot some crates. Alright, so now this is the next job. We need to open the loot container. So let's go open that. These are the cyber limbs. Put that on. And so these leapers legs gives you a little ability. Okay. So we're at press C, which is right below your D key, to continue that. So now we're gonna go over here, press C. That'll boost you up and give you a better jumping ability. And usually that you can activate your jetpack and start flying away. Okay. So we're gonna do a couple more times, and then we'll fly while you're in the air. And then we can interact with this by pressing G. This is the zip line. All right. And then we're gonna grab these phosphor limbs by pressing G. So that one, if you use the cyber limbs that are different in the training area, you'll be able to test out each limb for free. So this one is E. So you can see the letter. Press and hold it, it'll lock in. Once it locks in, it'll stick on them.
Embarrassment protocol engaged.
And then it'll just blow on them, okay? So you probably put 2 on there, 1 there.
Facepalm epic fail executed.
Alright, and that's how you use that. Okay, so let's I'll get the next one. So as you go around, you're gonna get these hexes. They might come out of a box, they might come out of a machine. And then you want to find these symbols on the map. So when you look at the map, you're gonna find this little hex extractor, okay? So once you find it, you press and interact with this. Press and hold. And then once that's going, you didn't want to go, you want to hide somewhere and defend that, okay? So you don't want someone else trying to destroy these plates here, because if they destroy it, it's gonna delay your encoding.
Hex decrypted.
Alright. So once you decrypt it, then you get the hex, and that's gonna give you an NFT to be you know, a weapon part that you can sell in the marketplace. And so this is where you actually make some of your money, I guess. You know, you want to accumulate as much of this for a real world value. All right, so now we're gonna go over here and grab a weapon. So this is your money. As you accumulate these rips, you can then call out a loadout, which is weapons that you've kind of built through those NFTs. And then once you have it, you can then call in loadout pressing B. So these are the different loadouts that you can kind of call in. You want a sniper, you want a terracon, more assault. So let's just say I'll call in that one. And then you want to find a nice spot. I think they want me to put it right there where it's green. Put it on this landing pad here. Yep.
Quick order delivery
And then that will bring that in. Alright, so once that drops in, you're gonna be able to just press the interact once and it'll swap everything out, all your cyberlinks. So I got everything now. I got a missile, I got drone recons, my legs are swapped out, I got the weapons, the piercers, everything I need. So now your next one is go to the marked location, which is right there. It's on the mini map on the upper right, and it's giving me the arrows, which you normally don't get on live play, but it's telling you where to go. Alright. Now what's gonna happen is that when someone else has put their decoder in, you could then shoot these guys. This piercer you can charge and add a little extra power to that by holding the fire button. Okay, so that shot everything. And then now it's gonna delay it, right? So now we can go in. It's gonna have to reprint everything. So now you can go in and which is what I did after I shot it already. So now we can let's do it again. So that delays that. Okay, so I don't want it. Now that's a purple hex. Now we can go ahead and extract it by hacking it. And then we give it a few minutes for that to pop out. So once it's hacked from down to 0, we're basically undoing everything that just happened. We then get it, and then we can then put that back in, and then now we've taken it over. Okay. And that's the basic gist of the game. Okay, so now you complete the tutorial, you then get a little bit of a reward for what just happened, and then you have to defend it until that thing encodes. All right. So yeah, there it is. Now I will play a second one. I'll do a second video now with actual gameplay and how that works. All right. Thanks for watching this video. Talk to you.